So I'm not really sure, as always, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to say, but I was out running errands and I was like, okay, today's the day to do a video. So I guess we're just going to continue the vlog, putting it out there. So last night, let's kind of work our way back, I guess, but last night on my way home, I had a great day. People seemed a little bit tense, and it's almost like the wrong move would send someone over the edge immediately. So I was walking carefully, trying to stay happy. So, but last night on my way home, which is around 5:45ish or 6 Eastern Standard Time, in the U.S., my head started to hurt so bad, and then I got really super nauseous and dizzy and this whoosh of energy, and I was completely taken aback. I came home, I immediately went upstairs and I laid down, and I just kept wanting to feel better, obviously, and I ended up taking an Epsom salt bath, and it was a little better, but it was a little better. Every time I would touch my head, I would feel a little bit better. But then I would take my hands off my head and then it would come back and whatever. But I got out and then I passed out until 8-ish, 8:30ish. And then I just had this residual headache. And it's still kind of lingering today too. So that was last night. And then last week I was off of work and I felt amazing. I was painting like crazy. I got to hang out with my children, and that was lovely. It was amazing. I'm seeing stars right now. So there was a painting that I felt almost like it was a culmination of, so I wouldn't have been able to reach that painting and if I hadn't done all of the other ones, right? But certainly things were presenting themselves in the paintings, and that was outrageous too. But there was this one that, it was the last one second to last one, but it was A Star is Born, and it was a vision that I had regarding a universe being created. I think it's called QAHT. It's similar to what I saw in that session, and I just kept hearing "A Star is Born, A Star is Born," and then the song "Stargazer" has kept playing in my head, continuing into this week. The Stag has been through Christmas, before Christmas, and the week of Christmas, and then continuing on even today, this morning. And then there's something else, but it left my mind a little bit ago, so maybe I'm not supposed to mention that one. But creativity is out of this world. It is certainly a happy space. I haven't painted since right before my divorce, and that, when I allow my mind to drift, it makes me think of, oh, well, I wonder what big thing is going to happen now, because this energy is coming out again, similar to when it happened then. It's just a whoosh pile. So I keep doing it in my spare time and when I'm allowed to. I obviously, when I get done, I've finished some of them as far as coding goes, and I'll put them on the Etsy shop when I get around to it. It's, you know, it's more for me, and then if someone resonates with it, then it's brought into their reality. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily to make money. How great would it be to do that? But this whole process is about me. So, and I think that should speak to anybody's creative energy that they're putting out in the world. It's not about the money. It's about the connections that are being made. So, those are the extension of my notes. Very, very small amount of notes. I didn't think too much before starting it because I was out running errands and decided to come in and look, hey, it's time to do it now. So, gosh, what else? Oh, okay. So the Leo dream that I had many years ago now, I think I've mentioned it before in a public video, or maybe not a public video, I can't remember. But it was a very in tune time, and I heard you can only survive in Leo. And in that moment, in those times, I was very much looking into the Sphinx, and that's another thing too. I was very much looking into the Sphinx, and I was thinking about the how it aligns, and thinking it had something to do with that. But most recently, I had something that touched my heart come through, and it was the heart and the sign of Leo and what it represents. And it makes absolute sense. It was like all of a sudden, after all these years, you know, it's like, obviously we move forward in love, right? And we're able to create a more harmonious future timeline in love. And it was just like one of those moments where it's like, oh yeah. So there was that. There were some other hits. I can't remember. One of them was the Sphinx. I'm in a group, and there were, the ear ringing. The day before Christmas, my ear started ringing so loudly that after a few moments, I had to request, that's enough now. Because it hurt. It was louder than I can recall having anyway. Piercing. And then Christmas was here, and it was a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. I did some paintings then too. I'm not kidding when I'm telling you, it's just out. It's fluid. I'm using fluid to create fluidity, and there's something about that word fluid. There is some energy that is around me that is coming through and presenting itself in that way, through that medium. So we obviously want to say thank you to that. What else? I'm not really thinking too much about the 2021. I'm sort of trying to remain in the moment, but not too anchored to not allow that creative process to happen for the upcoming year. I am noticing even more than what I have in the past that the words, are hitting differently. So I'm listening to people, observing what is said, and there's so much negativity, and it's so easily the word is escaping me, but so easy to be oblivious to it. But I'm noticing a lot. I'm noticing a lot. It's people that I consider to be happy and aware and so on. Their language is interesting. So, I myself I feel very blessed. I feel very protected. There are many around me in my everyday that are going through very difficult times, and I'm sending all my love to them. And there are many people that are going through amazing, beautiful things. All of the things are beautiful and amazing. It's just finding it and noticing it, being aware of it. Yeah, I feel that, like I mentioned in the last video that I was talking, I was so happy. It was nice. It was a nice reprieve of the seriousness that was happening. But I forget where I was going. Oh, the sadness and kind of the expectation that people had regarding that solar flash within some of the communities that I'm observing. It truly does amaze me that people are still expecting it. I'm going to be jumping around a lot because my brain is not, it's in that mode. But it's amazing to me that people can be so, everybody has their own perception, and they are where they are in their journey, and I respect that. But it's an expectation. People are still caught up in that, and I think going forward, it's just so important to realize and recognize and be thankful for the energy that is immediately created in our everyday present moments, something else, something outside of what is in the now is not really something that I personally think I don't know, everybody gets to where they get from where they are and all of that fun stuff. It's just interesting. It's interesting. It's almost as if, okay, so like the deep state stuff about the age of Aquarius and new age spirituality, it's like a lot of people are the air and the fluff of all of that, but not really recognizing the roots of all of that, which to me takes us back to a non-corporeal state where we have that remembrance, right? It's of something other, something bigger. There was an interesting correlation of a demiurge and a fusing of our energies as a collective, fusing of our energies and using that as momentum. And it made me think of, I'm sorry if I'm going to piss people off, but it made me think of Trump and the energy that has been infused around all of that. Not only Trump, but any political party, but the energy that is being harnessed from all of that. And like I've mentioned many times before, you know, I'm trying to make sure to be conscious about keeping myself outside of that realm, because I don't feel like it's right to put my energy into that anymore. Not that it's not important to some people, because, you know, even if we talk about levels, those levels are important to get us to those people up over here, to get them to where it's all connected and we all need each other to work together. But it was an interesting sync in that harnessing of that energy, creating a momentum. And all I kept seeing was like electric lines. And I think I posted on Twitter, you know, that is the free energy that was being spoken of regarding Trump and Tesla. And it was a moment. It was a moment for me. So I'm not really sure if we need to do cards. I don't know. There's the Rebel card. I've already gone on 17 minutes. 17. So let's see collectively if there's anything that needs to come out. Oh my gosh, yeah, January 6th is coming up, and who knows? My goodness. The number 4 has been coming up a lot for me personally. So that's a nice reminder there. Well, that one came. Oh. Okay. So interesting, we have water, lots of water, which I am in Western astrology, Cancer, with a Gemini rising and a Leo moon. So water is huge to me. I know that I've talked about it in the past, but we have lots of water here. So we have number 4, against the grain. And then we have this beautiful card once more. I posted a while ago on Twitter talking about the higher self releasing us into another pond, into a larger pond, into something different completely, entirely. Another realm. And the ripples are, you know, obviously creating something too. And we're in the depths of something new. And it's interesting because this card, right, it's translucent here, so it's taking a form, but not necessarily an entire form. And same with the fish, it's coming out of a non-corporeal state, and then as it hits the water, it's creating a form. So I don't know, when I'm seeing this card, it's underwater, right? Going up. And there are birds up here. Interesting, right? There are birds that are in the water, but bare, naked, as human form, swimming upwards to the sky. Air, which is Aquarius, right? And then you have the human hand going into another pond. Again, so interesting that message, I feel, is coming through once more. I don't know if I did a video on that. I think it was it was a reading that I did after, it was a personal reading that I did after. It was either the last video or the second to last video. But so number 4, Against the Grain, and number 25, Release the Dark Wound and Let Love Live, which that Leo message is coming through here. So, all right. So I'm picking up from the bottom of the deck, and number 34 is In the World, Not of the World. And we have a combination of these two cards here in this card, which has the lady here with the fish around and around and around and around. And I will be so anxious to hear your input, Artisan, on that. I am drawn to her hair, which look like octopi tentacles. Can you see that? And I suppose I should mention the red hair. And then we have card number 17. What is already with you? And then the hands again. Butterflies. So certainly an emergence here. Certainly an emergence. And it's a collective. It's like going into solo in the depths. And then taking another form here, or perhaps even infusing our world with something, with an energy. And then we're able to come up and notice this part on her head. An enlightening perspective, perhaps, but it's creating a momentum, like I was talking about, this energy here. How very interesting. I don't necessarily know if I want to read from the deck. Okay. They are very long, so we're at 22. Oh my God. Okay, Against the Grain. Oh, look. So if you want birds to be able to fly underwater, or you want birds to be able to fly underwater, you want love to trump power. You want humanity to relate to each other as equals and to recognize the sacredness in you and in the world around you. Oh, so it's talking to me. You want to unleash the beauty that hides in even the ugliest of scenes and sentiments. You want to make possible what others cannot be. You are a radical dreamer, a sacred rebel, and you bring the light of a more positive future to this world. However, this can have its burdens. Deep within you, you may feel that you don't really fit into the rest of the world. Perhaps your sense of how things can be and how they really are is so different to the smaller minds of your more fearful hearts of many others that are rarely received for all that you offer. This might make you feel frustrated, thwarted, or lonely at times. The universe so loves you for your unusual take on things, for the quirkiness in you that dares to honor that which is different and renders the impossible possible. You must never, ever lose your unusual ways and become dry, serious, appropriate, or conventional. Not even for appearance's sake, for you would lose your essence. You are here to show that life is so much more than a conventional success. This oracle comes to you with a special message for you. You are someone who lives and breathes in the depths of creative waters. You need to lose yourself and flow to the flow of the music, nature, dreams, imagination, and fantasy. Through art and literature, meditation, dance, and sensual surrender to the sacred waters of the ocean, the river, the lake, or the bathtub. You must go against the grain. It is your way. You are not one of the followers, but one of the agitators. However, yours is not a force of disrespectful chaos. You are a loving catalyst, and by simply being yourself, oh my God, this talks about how I see myself entirely. So I'm interested to see how you resonate with this. And constantly, you are a loving catalyst, and by simply being yourself, you constantly remind people that there is always another way. This oracle comes to you with particular guidance that you are meant to be exactly as you are. You are meant to be the black sheep, the rainbow sheep, or even the wild wolf in the flock of sheep. The daring butterfly spirit calling to the caterpillars, that is you. The price you pay for the gift of individuality is that you must take care of it and guard it so that you are not dulled down and conditioned into playing at being something that you are not. If this has happened or is threatening to happen, now listen to this, okay, because I think this is important. This oracle brings you comfort. You will always dream of birds that fly underwater. You know that the true nature of your being can never be changed. At most, it could only be hidden for a time. Now is the time to accept who you are and allow the truths to be fully expressed. Don't worry about the effects of going against the grain. When we are who we are in truth. We attract the support, protection, and energy that we need to thrive. I shared something today on Twitter about thriving. Your power comes from aligning your outward self with your inner truth, not with the general consensus. You will find other dreamers, other wild butterflies, and atypically colored sheep to join you in conjuring better visions of our world. So that is beautiful. So, gosh, thank you so much for that. Okay, I think that the video is too long now. So, we'll stop there with that card being read, and we'll post it. So, I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.